Yo, what's up everyone? My name's Talon and today I'm going to be showing you how to hit a forehand. So a bit of background, a lot of the stuff I'm telling you is from things I've learned by myself, watching other players, pros. I can probably give you some insight from someone who's self-taught. If you want to try to learn how to hit a forehand or play tennis, maybe you can learn a thing or two to help you get rallies going and just start hitting good forehands. So the first important step is you want to make sure two things, the grip and where to hold the racket. The first thing you want to do to figure out your grip size is when you hold your racket, you want to make sure that there's 1 finger length gap between your fingertips and your palm, like this. The way you hold your racket, you want to put your palm near the butt of the racket. You don't want to be holding it up here, and you want to wrap your whole thumb around over your middle finger like so. When you let your wrist rest, it should be nice and comfortable and seamless, almost like the racket is an extension of your arm. So that's how you hold a racket, and that's how you determine your grip size. Now the racket grip is always in the shape of an octagon with 8 bevels. So each one of these are called bevels. There's an Eastern grip, there's a semi-Western grip, and there's a Western grip. Now the one I'm going to be teaching you is the one I play with, which is called a semi-Western grip. The way you hold the racket, this bone right here on bevel number 4. So if you look at it like this, it goes 1 from the top, 2, 3, 4. So you want to put the palm of your knuckle of your index finger on number 4, which is down here. So that would look something like this. And then you wrap your whole fingers around. A lot of beginners tend to put it on number 2, and this is called continental grip. You don't want to hold forehands like this, because what will happen is a lot of forehands you hit will look like this, and your arm will get stuck like that, and you won't be able to generate a lot of topspin. So now you know the grip, you know the grip size, and you know how to hold the racket. The next step is actually doing a forehand. There's a lot of things that happen within the forehand, such as footwork and body position. The easiest way I'll try to describe it, the first step is you always want to start with a forehand grip. You always hold it in a forehand grip, or your offhand on the choke of the racket like so. So whenever you're waiting, you always want to hold it. When you see a forehand come, you want to twist, you want to turn your whole body sideways. So when I see a forehand come, I need to turn my body 90 degrees facing the side of the court. So I see a forehand come and I turn. You can even jump if you want to turn, or you can just take a step and turn. As soon as you see the ball coming to your forehand, you need to turn your body sideways. Once you turn your body sideways, you always want the racket head pointing to the sky. So I'm turning like so. And there's a rule called 90-90, which might help you remember. You want a 90-degree angle with this arm, and a 90-degree angle with your left hand. So if I'm facing you, it will look like this when I turn my body. Make sure that the racket head is facing up to the sky. What a lot of beginners will do is they'll turn with their racket head already low. Don't want to do that. Or sometimes they'll even just let go of the racket with their left hand like so. But when you turn, you always want a 90-90 position. 90 with the left arm, 90 with the right arm. Racket head facing up to the sky. So once you have this part down, the next step is to make a big letter C. You want to let go, but you want the racket head to make a big C shape. So look at the path of the racket head. And I come in like that. So you can see the racket makes a big C. And the reason why you want to do this is because when the racket head points up to the sky, you can let the gravity pull the racket down. It's a lot harder to gain power if your racket head is like this and you're pulling back. You're almost forcing yourself to pull the racket back and then swing. Whereas if you come like this, the gravity will do all the work for you. Now another important thing is when you turn, your wrist should already be bent, so you should be loose. When you're holding your forehand grip and you turn 90 degrees, your racket head shouldn't be this way. It should be almost facing flat to the side. So I'm like this, and the racket is flat. And naturally, your left arm will create space for you, so you can just let it come out and create space and help guide the ball and give you room to work with. Then you let the racket drop and you want to extend it as far back as possible. And like this, the racket head drops, and now the racket head is flat. It points to the ground. And I'm still holding the same forehand grip. When you come like this, now you're ready to hit a forehand. So the next step, as you come through, you want to pull with the butt of the racket. So you're not pulling as one unit like this. This is a common mistake beginners make. They swing like this and then they get stuck, so their shoulder comes into their body. That would look like something like this. So that's what you don't want to do. So you're nice and relaxed, racket head is flat. Pretend you want to point the racket all the way behind the court and the racket head is flat. It's almost parallel with the ground. And what you want to do is you want to pull with the butt of the racket. So that will look like this. So you can see I'm pulling with the butt of the racket. And that's a natural way to swing. So now once you pull with the butt of the racket, everything is loose, your wrist, and then you're gonna come and strike the ball right in front of you. So it would look something like this. This is where I'm striking the ball. So you don't wanna strike the ball parallel to you because then you're not gonna have power, but instead you want your body weight to help you strike the ball. So you wanna hit in front of you, almost like you're reaching to hit the ball. So you want to almost pretend like you're throwing the racket away and your body is trying to catch up to it. So you're in this position, your racket head is flat to the ground, it points to the end, and you want to swing like that. So that would look something like this. And then finally, once you actually swing through, the next step is you want to catch the racket over your shoulder like so. So you come here, lead with the racket butt, it comes, and you want to twist as you're swinging. Naturally, you're going to twist your body. When you're in this position, you kind of want to pretend like you're elbowing someone behind you because you want your whole shoulders to twist together. So it will go like this. So you're going to come in, you're going to twist your body, strike at the front right here, and then turn your body and catch the racket above the shoulder. It's really important that you do a down and up motion. You want to go down and up so that you can lift the ball up and generate topspin. So you come here, racket head points to the end, get low, and you want to lift the ball up over your shoulder. So that would look like this. So a lot of beginners, they'll keep their arm there and they get stuck. So now I explain to you the upper portion of a forehand. And one simple drill you can remember to get that racket lag. What I mean by racket lag is visually what's supposed to happen is the racket head, which is this part, is the last thing that's supposed to be swung. So you come in this way and you can see it's almost a 90-degree angle with my arm and the racket. And that's because when you swing freely, this part should come first and the racket head will come last. This is one of the hardest parts to remember. Really easy when you hold with this racket because you want the gravity to do all the work for you, and all you need to do is just lift the ball up over your shoulder. You don't want to hit it over here or behind you. You want to hit it in front of your body, almost where your left hand is pointing. And then as you swing, you elbow behind you and twist your body. The easy way to do this drill is pretend you hold the racket with 2 fingers like this. So now you have less control of the racket, and all you want to do is just swing freely. And that's kind of the sensation that you will feel. Down and up. And you will see if your wrist is free, it will naturally just follow. So that's the upper part of the body. Now let's talk about the footwork. So when doing a forehand, always want to have a wide base with your feet shoulder width apart or more. So again, like I said, when you see a forehand come, you want to turn your body 90 degrees. What you can do is you can turn your foot, open up this way, and then step. So now my body is completely 90 degrees. And remember, you want to hold the 90-90. You can generate a lot of power as long as you use the ground and your legs to push off the ground. What I mean by that is when I pull my racket back, that's when I bend low with my legs, and then you pull up, push off the ground to generate power. Turn your right knee, literally touch the ground with your knee, so, and then swing. But, and I get up. So you come down, and you lift up.